Hello, everybody, and welcome to
The Baywatch.
I'm Danny. This is my co-host,
Sabrina.
This is Mass Bay's official podcast, and today we are recording our first episode. And I want to give you guys a little introduction to who we are. I'm Danny, and this is my second semester here at Mass Bay. I am a communications major. I'm also 44 years old. I'm also an assistant coach on the basketball team. This school has been wonderful for me. I am excited to work on this podcast and bring you some great and wonderful stories from other students and faculty.
My name's Sabrina. This is my third semester at Mass Bay, and I'm 21 years old. I'm a communications major as well.
Today, we're going to be talking to students about why Mass Bay. But before we get into that, we had a pet mascot competition.
To start off our first ever podcast episode, we had a pet mascot contest where we received many amazing pet submissions, and the winner will be our official podcast mascot for this semester.
That's right, and it was a tough competition.
Yeah.
We had some really amazing entries, like we had dogs in tuxedos to even a blue-tongued skink.
It was really a tough call. But we did have to pick a winner, so the winner of the Baywatch Pet Mascot Contest is... Pudding!
Yay!
Pudding is an adorable corgi, so congratulations to Pudding and their owner Jing. We will be in contact with you.
So Sabrina and I also got a chance to kind of go around campus and interview other students and get their answers on why Mass Bay. So we're going to listen and get into that a little bit. Hi, I'm Danny, and what's your name?
Yeah, hi, my name's Abrar, A-B-R-A-R.
All right, so Abrar, why Mass Bay?
So I came to Mass Bay to complete my associate's degree in business administration, and Mass Bay, a lot of counselors are helping me to succeed, and a lot of help is there for me to succeed in my other classes and to transfer also. So it's a very good opportunity to study here.
What's your name?
Annalise. I chose Mass Bay because I moved into the area and I was looking for a few credits to fulfill, but then it exceeded my expectations. I really love it here.
And what is it that you love?
I love that it's a smaller community. I took a semester at Dean College last year, and it's a small college, but I feel like I can be even closer here. Like I can see people that I know just walking through the halls, and I really value personal connections, and I feel like I get a lot of that here. And the faculty really care, and yeah, I like it here.
Hi, what's your name?
My name is Artem. Mass Bay is just a great place to fulfill your opportunities, fulfill your academic dreams and achievements.
What's your name?
My name is Patrick.
And why Mass Bay?
Because before I came here, I heard that it's diversity over here because they do have many students from different countries, so that I can learn different perspectives or worldview from other students.
And how's your experience been here so far?
It's pretty good to learn other countries' culture from other students, and eventually they become my friends, which is nice, and that gave me a chance to get more understanding to their culture and to maybe their hometown.
So, what is your name?
My name is Rihanna Murray.
I didn't expect everybody here to be so friendly. I didn't expect the majority of teachers to be so understanding and actually helpful.
Yeah. They're really good.
Yeah, some of them are fantastic.
What's your first name?
My name is Fing.
And why are you at Mass Bay?
I'm at Mass Bay because it was a good option for me starting out to go to community college and then transfer. So it just worked out for me.
How has your college experience differed from your initial view of college?
So in here, I thought it would just be like a high school-esque experience, but it's a lot better in a sense. There's more of a, actually, the community is better. It's a good community, almost like a high school, but it's just a more mature and more helpful environment. I enjoy being here. I always hated high school, so it's I enjoy being here. I originally thought it it'll be worse, but it's just like exceeded my expectations.
What's your name?
Omar Lopez.
Has the pandemic changed your future plans or your college experience?
Yes, it actually has. I was a sophomore at Bunker Hill in 2020, about to graduate, and during the pandemic, it took me out of the semester. I was unemployed for about a year and a half. I mean, I was not in school for about a year and a half. Due to the pandemic, I took a year and a half off to figure out if I want to go back to school and what my career was going to be. And then I took some time to really find out what I wanted to do. So the pandemic has definitely given me time to shift my career and figure out what I really want for myself.
Has the pandemic affected your college experience in any way? And if so, how?
Yeah, because originally, like, my first 2/3 semesters were online, and I really didn't have motivation for that. So at this point in my life, I'm trying to catch up for like my misgivings in the earlier. But like, it was also because like it was online. If it wasn't online, I would have been like on a much better track than I am. But like, yeah. But that's just what happens when there's nothing I can do. So.
What's your name?
I'm James Gillihan.
Has the pandemic affected your college experience at all? And if so, how?
Yeah, I was taking classes when the pandemic hit and we transitioned online, and that was a huge challenge too. I don't do as well in online classes. I have taken some online here at Mass Bay, and some have been really good, some have, hit or miss, but I really appreciate the in-person environment more, and I'm glad to be able to meet with other students here.
Today here in studio with us, we have two students. We have Lariana and we have Chris. You say hello to the Mass Bay community.
Hello, Mass Bay community.
Hi guys, how you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Okay, so Lariana, why Mass Bay? Why are you here?
Well, I was actually a graduate of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So, when everything was going crazy with COVID-19 and all of that, so all the schools were closing up, everything was going to be online, blah, blah, blah. So I thought it really was going to be like the best, like, financial decision, because online school was not for me. Like, the last semester of my senior year was online,
Mm-hmm.
and it was awful. Like, it was like, yeah, I just hated it. And then I was like, okay, well, I have to continue going to school. So I decided to go to Mass Bay because it was just the best financial decision for me,
Mm-hmm. Touching on the pandemic, I would like to ask you how the pandemic has affected your college experience overall.
Well, yeah, like I said, like everything was online. Like, it was just like, it was so surreal. Like, it was just, I slept through all of it, to be honest.
Me too.
I slept through all 3 semesters at online, at Mass Bay. I just it was hard. It was hard to get into like an academic mindset. It was hard to like actually like feel any motivation to do anything at all whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I was in my room. I was on my bed. I didn't even have a desk in my room,
Yeah.
Like during one of my Spanish finals, my sister was coming in and out asking me questions, and it was timed. I didn't get to finish.
Oh, not during your final.
Literally,
So,
Yeah.
what's it like now for you as a student?
It's just better. Like, the motivation is up there. I get to go to the cafeteria and talk and laugh with my friends, and then like
Yeah.
maybe when I need to go do some extra work, it's just like I get to go like upstairs into like the computer room or something like that. Like, it's very like, it keeps me motivated. It keeps me like going. It's just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be in school for like this long. Like, I need to get this much done, blah blah blah. And then I still also have like my friends to also like, for my breaks.
And I feel like being on campus, like there's so many resources, whether you're in the CAF or the like learning center or the library. But during COVID, it was like for a lot of people, being alone or being at home is the worst environment for them to learn in, including myself. So
Literally.
yeah.
All right, so Chris, why Mass Bay for you?
So for me, Mass Bay was a great option. As a veteran, the MHA is pretty nice, but also in terms of saving money and kind of easing back into school after being away for so long, it was pretty nice. Having classes starting back up and getting the chance to like meet some new people and kind of what Ladiana was saying with having people around kind of makes it feel like, okay, I'm here. We're all here to do something, you know, in academics or sports, extracurriculars. You can find other people to help you support with whatever it is that you're doing. Whereas when I'm at home trying to do work, it's like, okay, well, you know, same sort of trap. I could.
Yeah, you're on your own.
Yeah.
You're on your own.
All the time is break time. It's like, oh, I'll get a snack, I'll go for a walk, whatever it may be. But yeah, I know I wanted to come back to start off at a community college, and also for the computer science program, and the mass transfer program, there was a bunch of good options to move on from Mass Bay towards a 4-year degree. So
yeah, what are you studying? What's your focus, Lariana?
So technically speaking, I'm general studies and science. I'm definitely in like my self-exploration phase.
Well, college is definitely a great place for self-discovery.
That's another reason why Mass Bay too, because it's just like I had no idea. Yeah. It's like I didn't know anything that I wanted to do, and it's like I could get my general education out of the way while also saving a lot of money, you know?
Yeah. So, Chris, where were you when the pandemic struck?
I was on a boat.
Damn.
What were you doing on that boat?
I was spinning a wheel to push the boat through the water. I was in the Navy. I was deployed at the time. So when COVID hit, we had left before anything had really happened. We had left in December of 2019. So I think it was around like February, March time frame where it really hit the shore. And it ended up where nowhere in the world was like taking people in. So it's like there's nowhere we could pull in. So we just spent 7 months on the boat.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was super fun.
7 months?
7 months. Okay. Chris isn't actually saying all of this here. It's not a boat he's talking about being on for 7 months. He's talking about a submarine.
Yes, sir.
A submarine?
No, because I
So
would
you're
die.
underwater?
No, I would actually die. No, because I think I would die of like a panic attack. Like there's no other way.
I don't know what to do with all this space. Like there's so much extra room.
What was the food like?
So they say the submarine food's the best in the Navy.
Wow.
But it's because they're cooking for 100 people instead of 1,000. So it was pretty all right. They definitely tried.
Okay.
But,
wait, I'm not gonna lie. Like when we were talking before, I did not expect any of this from you.
What was the experience like, though, of the day in and day out of being in that submarine for that many days?
So every day started the same, right? So I was asleep and someone would come up right next to my bed, right? Get real close to my ear and just be like, Peters, first wake up, get up. And I'd be like, oh, here we go. And then stand up, get dressed, immediately go eat food, and then start an 8-hour shift. Super glad I'm not doing that kind of thing anymore. Now I still wake up early, but it's mostly to come and, you know, I'm always at the gym or spending extra time at the school just to do work. Yeah. And if I was lucky after my first 8-hour job, I wouldn't have too much to do for my second 8-hour job.
Yeah.
So that second part was variable, but I mean a 16-hour day wasn't so uncommon.
Right. Yeah.
So this is way better.
Wow.
How did that experience kind of help? How do you think it's helping you as a student?
It's helping me with at least focus. Having done a job like that, coming back to school where it's like, you know, I'm taking a couple classes and over the course of the week it's like maybe 35 hours lecture and homework and everything all put together. Most weeks it's less, some weeks are more busy, but that's like half of what I was doing before. So it feels a lot simpler and I can kind of just more enjoy the process of it.
Yeah.
And I mean, the veterans group here is pretty active, so it's nice. There's like they call it the bunker, but it's like a meeting space for all the veterans. We can talk, we have meetings, and it's nice to have a sense of familiarity, because when you're in long enough, the just normal goings-ons of civilian life kind of becomes like more of a memory. Mm-hmm. And so now there's that readjustment phase once you get out and move back into like, okay, now I'm a student, right? And like, what does that mean? And how do I execute that mission? And then kind of having a group of people where like they're also going through that, and then that feeling is also familiar to them, and be like, hey, what's this been like for you? What have you found works for you? And so I mean, it's a good group of guys.
Yeah. For the both of you, what has your experience been like when you measured against what your expectation was of coming to college?
I wasn't quite sure what to expect, I guess. I had done some college before I enlisted, but not too much, and it was a totally different at that point. And like, I started in 2021, so I mean, fresh after COVID, like half the classes were remote, half the classes were like just starting to maybe be in person.
Yeah.
So I kind of went through that transition phase with the school. Expectation-wise, I thought that I would be able to breeze through it, honestly. I thought that I could knock this out no problem. That kind of bit me in the butt. After I took calculus, I realized that this is my focus, so I need to make it my focus, and kind of leaned on my
Seems
my
like
native
calculus,
experience.
calculus might, sit you down a minute and let you know that stuff's not easy.
Yeah, I had to recalculate, how I was approaching the school after that.
Yeah.
When I started coming to classes at Mass Bay, like in person, that's when things really changed.
Yeah.
These past 2 semesters have been like the best semesters that I've had, like throughout all the time that I've been here. You know what I mean? Because things are actually starting to get back to normal. Like.
It's like once you really got to experience the going to the college.
Yeah, exactly. And also like just
awesome.
getting to actually like make friends and like getting to socialize. Like even though like it doesn't seem like that's important, you know what I mean? And I know it's not important for some people, but I think for me, I definitely like just need some like human interaction.
Yeah, I would
you know
say
what I mean?
that is probably best for all of us. Like,
Yeah.
It's like a holistic thing. Like we gotta have that social connection. And that, like,
exactly. Because it's like it's something to look forward to. Like I always like go into school being like just excited to like see my friends again and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I wish I saw Sabrina more, but she disappears.
I'm busy.
No, but I would say like in terms of like expectation, like I definitely thought there's gonna be a lot more like socializing as soon as I came here. And I think that really did open up once everyone started getting more comfortable with COVID, and like, people are also all on the same boat where they want to socialize. So it's just been, I would say it's been pretty easy just making friends. Like there are people who just like are like, oh, like what's your name? Like blah blah blah, like hi, and it's like, oh yeah, like, and then it's just like it's just so easy now. Like
I would say this, as an older student, this particular campus has been one of the most open and approachable, meaning like I say campus almost like congregation, like this group of people have been open and they've been inviting, and it's the warmest experience that I've had in a school setting.
Yeah,
definitely.
For me, that's saying a lot. Like this has been awesome for me.
What I've come to realize about Mass Bay is that there's so much opportunity for social interactions and like support systems from professors in the school, but you have to like you have to put yourself out there to receive them. And I think in my experience, once I started to come on campus here, Mass Bay wasn't my first choice for school, so I kind of originally just viewed my time here as temporary and just something to get through. And so I kind of didn't put myself out there. So my first semester, I didn't make any friends. I would just go to my classes and go home. And I didn't really make a connection with my professors. I actually remember the first professor that sort of forced me out of my shell. She just would kind of force me to come to her office hours. And it would just kind of, it would make me like reach out to those resources. And I realized that they were really helpful. And now, like I stay after in the caf and I've made friends and I've made bonds with my professors, and it's just really enriched my experience, and I've actually come to be really grateful to be at this school. So I think putting myself out there and not just viewing my time here as temporary and getting everything that I can out of it has made me realize that this school is great and it's a good place for me to be at for right now. So yeah.
I 100% agree with that. Because like there really is like, I think once I started like actually like appreciating what the school offers, I really let go of like the stigma.
I want to get into the stigma.
The stigma.
That's what I've been waiting to get into,
because that is so crushing sometimes. Some people, they just don't know how to they don't know how to respond, and it's just like, why do you have to be weird?
like that's what made me and Lariana become friends. Is we worked together as servers over the summer, and everyone's kind of in the same age range, and they're all at different schools. And I just would feel this sense of like anytime someone would ask me what school I go to, it's like the second you say, I would just be like, oh, I'm just at Mass Bay, as if it's like something to be ashamed of.
Exactly.
And it's like the conversation would die there, because if you say you go to some other university, it's like they'll be like, oh, I know someone who they'll be like, oh, the party's there. Like you say Mass Bay, and they're like, oh, cool, that's that's a good choice. They try to like almost rationalize it for you. It's like
it's so weird, and it's
right?
I always like hated it. I like did not want anyone to know. Like I hated the idea
Talk about that. You didn't want anyone to know.
I did not want anyone to know that I was at Mass Bay. I just didn't want the judgment. You know what I mean? Because it's just like, mind you, like, like I have my own judgment also. You know what I mean? Like internalized. Like it's something that like people kind of like made me feel. Everyone just like reacted the same.
Yes.
Like if you were like, oh, like where did you go? Like first they would like be mad excited to be like, oh yeah, where did you go? And it's just like, oh, I go to Mass Bay, or like I just go toSs Bay. That like
just Mass Bay.
Like adding that that was
feels
there
like
for
you need to put
this
that,
is
but
not
it's so
Mass Bay, but see, this
we don't
is
need
not
the just.
Exactly.
No, we are Mass Bay.
Exactly.
Like, no
like there needs to be pride. Like
Yeah.
it's just like, because honestly, like, and I'm realizing now, like a lot of like friends like that like had like different schools, it's just like they didn't really have good times there. You know what I mean? I actually have like good memories. I made really good friends. Like this is definitely like the best course that that was meant for me. You know what I mean? Especially for my specific circumstances, so that I could grow to be like the person that I actually want to be. It was necessary,
This is a PSA to everyone on campus. We are not allowed to say just Mass Bay.
No just.
Because it really was weird. Like I remember like multiple times where I would be like, they'll be like, oh, like where do you go? Like really excited, and I'll be like, oh, like I go to Mass Bay or just Mass Bay, and they'll be like, oh, like. That's a good financial decision.
Exactly.
Like it's no, you're saving money.
Community colleges.
That's what I don't like. It's like people always try to rationalize your decision for being there for you. Like
exactly.
You tell them you go to Mass Bay, and they're like, oh, community college is a good choice these days.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that's true, but like, why are you telling me that? This is my choice. Like,
That's kind of right.
It
like,
seems a little
they're
condescending.
saying like they're just
very
saying to you
condescending.
like, I wouldn't want that.
Yeah.
That's a good choice for
Exactly.
you.
That's all that is. And so like,
no, like,
But
and
if
you
they
know,
want to spend like $40,000 a year to be one of 10,000 students in the freshman class of some big university, that's totally different experience versus like getting a personal level of like introductions with your professors. You're in a class of 20 people, and you can make friends, hang out in the cafeteria or wherever, any of your groups.
and you're getting a great education.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I have some great professors. Like,
yeah.
You can transfer to a lot of different places.
Exactly.
Like the transfer program was probably one of the best reasons why I chose this school over
Me
others.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually, so I have experience being at a different university before I came here for one semester, and I think my experience there, as well as my experience in high school, and I think you can relate to this too, just like the whole college process and all the conversations around college can sometimes be so elitist. And the thing I love most about Mass Bay is that doesn't apply here. Like I don't feel shame when I'm in the school. Like everyone's kind of supporting each other. It's not like an intelligence contest. It's like we're all on different tracks, and I just feel like the environment at Mass Bay is very supportive. But outside of it, that's where I feel like there's, like I said, that elitist sense about college.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I promise you, 10 years down the road, it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Like, you
No,
only
for
have
real.
the good times that you made here and the experience of being here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, speaking of 10 years down the road, I want to wrap up with you two by asking you, what's next after Mass Bay?
So I'm just got accepted as part of a mass transfer to go to UMass Lowell for computer science. So
Congratulations.
that's where I'll be heading.
You see, I was supposed to apply for colleges, but I'm very out of sight, out of mind. That's why I need body doubling, So I might have to apply for the spring of next year. But yeah, I'm hoping that I can also apply to a college. I don't know where yet. I need to do research. Hopefully I can continue my education, get a degree, and I hope that I can also maybe travel, that type of thing. I think like being at Mass Bay, especially like, you know, recently, once like everything has been like in person, it has really like opened up like hope and motivation and possibilities and so much ambition, like, because you see it everywhere. Like you see all these types of people who are really just so full of like ambition and resilience, and it's just like it really motivates you. Like actually like I think like this is really like the first time that I really feel like happy to like learn and like actually like engaged to like, no, I want to know more, I want to keep going, I want to understand, you know. And I think it's very important to have like the school and the professors really work hard to like make sure that like you leave the school wanting to continue to learn.
What's your name?
I'm James Gillihan.
And you said you have an interest in writing, so is that what you plan to do career-wise?
I'm not sure. I'm going to keep studying English. I think I want to help facilitate writing for other people, like teaching it or providing workshops or just environments like the club where people can come and write as a community.
When did you know you really had a heart for writing?
I've always written since I was a little kid. I would read all of the time. I would get in trouble for reading in class and at the dinner table and on the bus. So writing was just kind of a natural thing from there. I've kind of always been doing it.
What's your name?
My name's Kelly. My major is psychology, and I'm hoping to get a doctorate in psychology. So I was planning on going to UMass Amherst.
Why psychology?
Well, I really love people, and one of my dreams is to be able to help people. So my plan is to become either a family therapist and a couples therapist in order for me to be able to communicate with not only the whole family, but mainly the kids and like teenagers in the family, especially when they might have a rough situation at home. They don't really know who to talk to. I want to be there for them, or at least someone to help them, since I wish I had that myself when I was younger.
Hi, what is your name, sir?
My name is Josef Bokri.
All right, now what are you going to do next after Mass Bay?
My plan after Mass Bay is to go in a grad school, and I'm also working towards my CFA, Chartered Financial Analyst. And but I first wanted to get the base of business, and so far things are going pretty well. And also from my working experience, I can be able to understand them better, what I'm studying right now. And I think after Mass Bay is going to be a grad school.
What draws you to business? Why business?
Because I like to do business. I like to work with companies. I like to leave a positive impact in the community where I worked. I want to be that kind of person that, since I also made the sacrifice to come here in the US and to invest in my education, I want it to be for good for the long term, to leave a positive impact in the world somehow.
As we have seen here today, there are so many answers to why Mass Bay. And though we have all come here for different reasons, whether it was our Plan A or Plan B, we're all here working towards achieving our goals, starting our careers, and more.
Thanks for listening, everybody, and we'll see you next time on
The Baywatch.